Okay, we're going to go with the second part, continuation of the inheritance of Katya, Isaac, Kristtian, and Ian. Ok, Ramiro. Mira.
Prendo.
No, ya se aprendía nomás, mira. Okay, so let's see, I'm trying to remember, I had to download the video and I already started to upload it on YouTube and all that, so it's, you know, because it only holds so much in relation to the size of the memory card. Okay. Everything that we do in life has consequences. You changed your last name, which, as I've already said, I know was not your idea. That was put on by your mother. I'll never be convinced to the contrary. That idea could have been put into your head, that's for sure, and that would have been done by your mother and the Busquets, that's for sure, and etc. But okay, you chose to do it, but every decision we make, as I have seen in my own life, has consequences for what we do. So this has consequences, okay? Because as I've explained, we are moving. We are moving big time. And within a year and a half to two, I will have the first hectarea, 2.5 acres. That's 30,000 towers, producing 300,000 pounds of tomatoes a week. Now, the Éxito, the Walmart of Colombia, will buy it all. They're coming tomorrow morning. I'm going to take some video to show you. When they come here, the #1 buyer here in Éxito, Medellin, they want to see the project. And so they're coming. They're going to see it. He's already told me that he'll buy all. Even if it's 1 million pounds a week, they will buy it all. And which is good. I just want to deal with one buyer. Why not the biggest? Okay, so we go from there. Now, only death is going to stop me. That's it. Or some sickness that lays me in bed or whatever, but as long as I can speak, I'll tell Ramiro can handle it all. He knows what he's doing. He's very teachable, and he's been great, and I'll have a good surprise for him, for his future. And he's going to be head of management and all that in relation to the construction of the projects all throughout Colombia. The 10 biggest cities will have 1 hectarea that will be producing $500,000 plus a month. He's going to be in charge of it all, and he's going to be getting paid really well. He's going to be really happy and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's keep going. Your name is not Busquets, it's not Bourbano. Okay. It was changed fraudulently in the courts. I already know that, and I can prove it. Just like everything in the divorce was a fraud. Nothing but lies, false accusations, nothing but poison and venom coming from your mother's mouth. It's just like in the original first document in the divorce court, your mother accused me that if you came with me, I would sexually abuse you, molest you, fuck you. Okay? Yeah. Don't believe me? Why don't you ask your mother that you want to see the original divorce filing document? Not only that I would molest you guys, but that I will also abuse you physically, beat the fuck out of you. Okay? Yeah. Ask her. Why don't you ask her if she did that? Let's see how honest she is. Freaking liar. All over the place. But anyway. Lies all over the place. Ask your mother this question. Did you accuse our father that he was going to murder us in the court in order for you to get your fraudulent protective order, which then allowed him to never be able to come close to us? Ask her if she did that. That she accused me in court that I was going to murder the 3 of you and her. Well, let me tell you something. If I wanted to murder you, you would have already been dead. Okay? But that was never going to happen. I never stated it, never nothing, but she went into court and she lied. What a good fucking Christian hypocrite she is. But ask her. Let's see what she tells you. Katya, Isaac, Kristtian, and Ian. See what she tells you. See if she tells you, yes, I fraudulently, falsely accused your father that he was going to murder you so that I could get the protective order so he would never see you again while you were kids. Ask her if she did that. That's why while I was still in the United States, I could not contact you, because even if I sent you so much as at that time, Christmas card, I could have been put in jail for 10 years. And since the judges hated me because I beat their ass in court, they would have put me in jail for 10 years. But let's keep going. Okay, you change your name to Busquets. As much as I love you, there's no way in hell that a Busquets is going to get anything that's significant of an inheritance from Agro Sudamerica S.A. It's not going to happen. But at the same time, as I've spoken to Gary and the other directors, I can't leave you without nothing. But believe me, it'll be insignificant. Let's just say that Agro Sudamerica has got 10 hectares throughout Colombia that's producing $5 million a month. And I have that in every single country in South America. That means we would be producing between 50, without even blinking, $100 million a month. That's $1 billion cash a year. And it's going to happen. I think big. It's going to happen. As much as I would love to leave it to the three of you and four with Ian, it's not going to happen, because I'm not going to allow Agro Sudamerica to leave that fortune to a fucking Busquets. Oh, that's you. Yeah, you chose to be a Busquets, you're not a Bourbano. Okay. It has consequences. Now, at the same time, though, as I said, I cannot disown you, because physically you have my DNA, not your mother's. Physically and biologically and chromosome, you are a Bourbano, but you chose to name change your name, so you'll get something. And in talking to Gary and the others, is I pretty much look at probably somewhere around $50,000 each of you. Ian would get 25. Now, why does Ian get half of what you? Because of what he did to Katya. That's all I'm going to say. You can ask Katya and Ian to see, they'll tell you what happened when she was a little girl, but anyway. And on top of that, you'll also get a training or educational gift. Like, for example, I understand that Isaak, which I think is great, you want to be like, and go into the same profession as your uncle, Jorge, what's his name? Gongi, and go into avionics. Well, besides the $50,000, you'll get for inheritance, the payment of that education for you. Because you know what? Papon should be paying for it, but that son of a bitch isn't going to give you anything. And when he dies, you're not getting anything. It'll be divided up between, you know, Ricky, Eileen, Marisol, and Gongi. Okay? So, you'll only get when your mother finally dies, and she'll leave the three of you something, and then that'll be it. It'll be peanuts. But like I said, no matter how much I love you, you're Busquets. And the Busquets destroyed my family. The Busquets began the destruction of my relationship with your mother while her and I were dating. We weren't married yet. And it became intense and fierce, the attacks, all throughout the 14 years of me being married to your mother. And your mother did nothing to stop the attacks. All that Papon and me, now especially Papon, the lover, wanted was for me to be out of his mistress's life. Don't like what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. I know that Papon sexually molested your mother. And like I said, if I was half an hour with him in a room, he would be admitting it, because I would destroy him verbally. Not physically. Let's make sure you understand that. I'll never touch any. I don't even want to get near the son of a bitch and his bitch wife, etc. But anyway, you keep going. So, when my death occurs, someone will be coming to find the three of you, the four of you. And Ian he'll get whatever is there, which I'm looking, like I just said, about $25,000, and that's it. Nothing else. And Ian, I feel sorry for you. For example, your grandfather, you had it on your heart to go to film school in California, the #1 best school in the world. And your son of a bitch grandfather, who's worth over $1 million, could have paid that for you. I know that I would have if I could. And if I have a grandchild who needs that kind of help for education, I would, and I have the money, I pay for it. But your grandfather ain't going to do nothing for you guys. Not going to happen. Okay? But, hey, that's him. So, anyway, that'll be the inheritance. And by that time, maybe it'll be $100,000. I don't know. Right now, it's $50,000. But that's it. That's all you're going to see. The rest will go into a foundation, and it'll go to people that are like family to me, like Gary, Richard Carpenter, Jeff Bean in Chicago, dear friend, Greg, who's in Tulsa, very dear friend, Laurie, good friend who's up in Wisconsin. Never met her personally, but very good friend. Has done a lot of things. And these people, it'll be split among them to a higher degree than you. Higher degree than you. But let's take an exception. You hear this and this, that, and you make the decision, well, I don't want to lose out on my inheritance. And so you change your name. Let's say it's Isaac, because I firmly believe it would be Isaac that would do it. And Katya decides not to, and Kristtian decides not to. Well, what does that mean? Well, the inheritance would be divided among basically, Ian and the three of you, but Ian he doesn't get a portion of the company. Okay? He just gets a fixed dollar amount, and that's it, guy, because of what you did. Okay? But the three of you, Katya decides she wants to keep her name, her original name, of Busquets. That's on her marriage license to, what's his name? Oaks guy. I can't remember his first name. And Kristtian decides he doesn't want to. So what happens? Isaac, you will inherit the inheritance of Kristtian and Katya. They'll get the car or whatever, but you'll get the entire company. Because when Gary, which is more likely going to be Gary, comes looking for the inheritance, cuidado que me estás cogiendo. ¿Estás seguro que me estás cogiendo? Okay? All right. He's going to be looking for a Bourbano. And if he only finds one Bourbano between the three of you, that Bourbano will get the entire inheritance. And there'll be conditions within that inheritance to make sure that Isaac doesn't pass it on to Kristtian, and doesn't pass it on to Katya, doesn't pass it on to the ex-wife Marisol, doesn't pass it on to Ian, because if he tries to do that kind of stuff, then he will lose it all. It'll be strictly for him. I mean, that's just the way it's going to work. The three of you has disrespected me. You have dishonored me. You have basically been son of a bitches. The three of you. So, I mean, I have shed my tears for the three of you that could probably fill a swimming pool in a matter of speaking, but I finally got through it all. I don't need you in my life to be happy. I have a great life down here. I'm seeing several different ladies to decide which one I'm going to marry, because I did get married, and I'll tell that story in a different video. But I divorced her. I took that woman and I returned her back to her parents, which is what I should have done with Marisol when I got married in September of '91. I should have grabbed her after the freaking honeymoon, where it was a total freaking nightmare with her. Okay, I should have immediately upon returning taken her and brought her back to her father and mother and said, "I'm out of here. This marriage is getting annulled." But anyway, my mistake. That's what happens when you. I think I was talking to Isaac, and he said, "Well, what about you fall in love?" Well, that's exactly what happened. Because I fell in love with your mother back then I didn't do what anyone, as a rule, would have done with a woman who couldn't be touched. Unbelievable. And I'm going to talk about that a lot more. Now, you at this time might be thinking, "Oh, this isn't real. This isn't going to happen. You've done so many things. You're not going to..." Well, I don't give a damn what you think. It's going to happen because it's happening already. And, oh, sorry, perdón. What's going to happen is this. Within the next year and a half, you're going to be getting a visit from Gary. Gary is going to bring Katya, Isaac, and Kristtian. This has nothing to do with the inheritance. $50,000 each. It could be more. I'll have to see where we are as a company. But it's going to happen when I can definitely do $50,000 each of you. And in that, I'll probably do the same for Ian, $50,000. But there's a condition for that. There's a condition for you getting, or I'll say earning, the $50,000, and it's very, very simple. You're going to come to Colombia, and this is where it's going to absolutely put your mother in terror. Now, why do I say that? Because let me tell you something that you don't realize, that Marisol knows, and I know. There's one thing that scares your mother to death. And that is that you find out the truth about what she did. Everything she did during the marriage and during the divorce and after the divorce. And she has done everything to keep you from knowing the truth. It's that simple. But in a year or whatever, as soon as it's financially possible for Agris in America, Gary will be coming to Oklahoma. And he'll find you. See, I can find you. And you're going to receive, and it's going to be put into a trust with a local attorney's offices by Gary for Agris in America, $50,000 at least. Could be more. But I'll say between $50,000 to $100,000 each of you. That includes Ian. But there's a condition as to when you receive that money. And the condition is very simple. You're going to have to spend 3 months here with your father. You can come together or you can come separately. I don't really care. And upon you staying here 3 months with me, in which you're going to learn, Ramiro, estamos viendo la cámara. ¿Estás bien? Okay. Upon you being here, we're going to talk about everything. It's kind of like that time when Isaac called me at the hospital, and then he didn't want to talk to you anymore because I started to talk about your mother, the ex-wife. Definitely from the X-Files. But anyway, that he didn't want to talk to me anymore. Well, let me tell you something. You expect me to just all of a sudden come into your lives, and you don't want to know why I disappeared out of your lives? I disappeared out of your lives in approximately, if I remember, I don't know, somewhere in 2005. So I've been gone from your lives for 13 fucking years, and you don't want to know why? What are you, a 2-year-old little baby? Each of you? No. When you come down here, we're going to talk. You're going to learn the truth about everything. Why? Because you need to know the truth. Now, is it for me to turn you against your mother? No, not at all. It's for you to learn the truth. What you do with it is up to you. I don't give a damn what you do with it. But you're going to learn the truth about why I disappeared for your life. You're going to learn for the truth, for example, as to why I do not and will not ever give your mother a fucking cent. And why I didn't give her any, what they call child support, but that's a false name. It's really alimony, and it wasn't going to help her to help raise the 3 of you. Not going to happen. You think I'm going to give this bitch monthly money when she falsely accused me of everything from sexual molestation to physical abuse, took out a fraudulent protective order with nothing but lies, and now, oh, well, let me bless you with this money every month? All I can say to you, Marisol, is fuck you. Not going to happen. So again, fuck you. Okay? Wasn't going to happen. But at the same time, I knew that if I was caught, and eventually they did find me in Virginia and all that, and I started to get the letters that I knew that they would come and arrest me and put me in jail. Until I pay that, I don't come out of jail. I could be in jail 50 years. So I knew my only choice was to come to Colombia, leave the country, and I didn't want to stay in the United States anymore anyway. And I left the country. I left without a USA passport, and I left without a Colombian passport. How did I do it? When you come to Colombia, I'll tell you. And I came to Colombia with open arms from the government. They took me in without a Colombian passport and without an American passport. Your mother had once made a comment way back, she can confirm this, that if I ever wanted to get lost so that no one could ever find me, that I could. She's right. She's very right about that. I could get lost and you wouldn't find me. But here in Colombia, in relation to the divorce, Oklahoma can't touch me. They couldn't really, in a sense, touch me. Well, they could, eventually through child protection, not paying. They could touch me anywhere in the United States. But anyway, I'm in Colombia. I have the most incredible life, etc., etc., etc. So anyway, like I said, as soon as possible, as soon as I can, my goal is that Gary goes to Oklahoma, he finds the three of you, the two of you, and which by finding the two of you, you find the third one, and you're going to have a choice. He will